Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, July 18, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. San Francisco Giants vs Cincinnati Reds. The Giants are far from the most talked about team, especially looking at who is in the other locker room, but they have out together an incredibly impressive season in their own right. They only sit a couple games behind the Dodgers atop the NL West, while remaining right in the thick of the wild card race as well. The National League looks like it's going to go down to the wire, both when it comes to the divisional races as well as the wild card race. The Giants actually have a better record on the road than they do at home, so finding success away from home shouldn't be an issue for this group. Adding in that they've gone 5-5 over their last 10 games only adds to their confidence slowly brewing, even as they travel halfway across the country. After starting the season slow, with most fans and pundits already setting their minds on the Reds having a terrible season, this team has used a youth explosion to explode on the scene over the last few months. They remain right in the thick of things in the NL Central race, and as they continue to find success, they remain more and more dangerous both home and on the road. They've gone 6-4 over the last 10 games, but will want to find a way to grab the win at home against another potential playoff team. Many people are expecting the Reds to fade back towards the crowd at some point, so it'll be interesting to see if that happens at some point during the second half. The Reds have been the talk of baseball the last few months, but it's the Giants that will grab the win in this one. Their ability to generate offense, especially with Weaver getting the ball for the Reds, will be the main difference in this one. On the stat sheet, there hasn't been a lot to separate these two teams, which will give the Giants plenty of confidence, even despite going on the road. The Reds actually have a losing record at home, while the Giants have one of baseball's best road records. Combining all that will give San Francisco the win, further cementing themselves as contenders in the NL West. Take the Giants with a run line. Our total pick is over. Chicago White Sox vs New York Mets. The White Sox resumed after the All-Star break by taking 2 out of 3 games on the road against a team with the best record in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. After being shut out in Friday's series opener, Chicago rebounded to win Saturday's game, 6-5, and ran away with Sunday's rubber match, 8-1. Starting pitcher Dylan Cease, 4-3, silenced the Braves' bats on Sunday, allowing only 3 hits and 1 run in 5 innings to pick up his first victory since May 23. Center fielder Luis Robert Jr. powered Chicago offensively, going 4-for-5 with a home run and 3 RBI. The Mets had lost 4 straight games entering Sunday's series finale against Los Angeles, before walking off with a 2-1 victory in the 10th inning to salvage a win. Pinch hitter Luis Guillorme doubled home the winning run to lead off the 10th inning, and center fielder Brandon Nimmo also tallied an RBI in the 5th inning in support of starting pitcher Max Scherzer, who allowed just 1 hit in 7 innings of work. The Mets are now 6-1 in extra innings this season. Despite the victory, New York was held to 2 or fewer runs for the 5th consecutive game. First baseman Pete Alonso had carried the Mets early in the season, but he continues to struggle over the past month since returning from injury. His 0-for-4 performance on Sunday marked the 6th time he's gone hitless over the past 7 games. Alonso has logged 26 home runs and 61 RBI this season, but his .141 clip over the last 4 weeks has him down to .207 overall on the year. As a team, New York ranks 18th in baseball with 4.4 runs per game. They're 22nd with a .237 batting average and 20th with a .715 OPS, but they're in the top 10 in home runs and stolen bases. Shortstop Francisco Lindor continues to produce with 19 home runs, 60 RBI, 56 runs scored and 13 steals this season. He hasn't hit for a high average this year, although he's batted .314 over the past 2 weeks. I like the Mets to win on the money line. The Mets' offense has been struggling lately, but I think they will snap out of their funk in this game. Eloy Jimenez is out for the White Sox, and Lucas Giolito has not been good in July or against National League teams. Carlos Carrasco, on the other hand, has been good against the AL Central. I'm going to side with the under in this one. The over has only once for the Mets in their last 8 games, a span in which they've only averaged 3 runs per game. The most feared hitter in their lineup, Pete Alonso, is hitting just .091 with 3 RBI over the last 2 weeks, and the rest of New York's lineup hasn't been consistent enough to trust to put up a big number. For Chicago, the under has hit in 7 of their last 9 games, and the White Sox have been shut out twice in their last 5 contests. Without Eloy Jimenez in the lineup, it could be a struggle for Chicago to push runs across, especially with Tim Anderson continuing to struggle near the top of the order this season with a .227 batting average and no home runs. There will be a couple of veteran pitchers on the mound who know how to get hitters out. I think they'll execute against a couple of offenses that have the potential to sputter. Give me the under. Chicago White Sox vs New York Mets. Despite having one of the better first halves in baseball, the Diamondbacks now find themselves sitting in third place in the NL West. While they enter Tuesday night still well within striking distance of the Dodgers and Giants ahead of them, concerns are starting to mount. They've only gone 2-8 over their last 10 games, and considering how close the playoff races expect to be over the next few months, they need to sort things out sooner rather than later. Having to take on Atlanta will only make things more challenging, especially considering they were swept by the Braves at home last month. Even with one of baseball's best road records, having to suddenly flip a switch and fund success in this one might be too much to ask. The Braves have looked every part of baseball's best team this season, and 2 years removed from winning the World Series, they look poised to find success again. They've gone 6-4 over their last 10 games and remain nearly 10 games ahead of the Marlins in the NL East. They've made things look easy, and with at least 30 wins both at home and on the road, they'll be liking their chances to find success in this, especially coming off a day off. Adding to that is that this group has a sweep in Arizona fresh on their minds from last month, which is sure to only give them more confidence, not that they even need it. With some key series coming up, Tuesday night is a perfect opportunity to get the ball rolling again. The Braves will run away with the series opener in this one, as they have clear advantages all over the field. The Diamondbacks come into this one struggling to find the success they had in the first half, while the Braves continue to build confidence and continue to win. Elder has been elite for much of the season, while on the other side, Davies is likely to get shelled by this deep Atlanta offense. Additionally, according to covers.com, the Braves have covered 16 of their last 20 games at home. Take the Braves with the run line. Our total pick is under. Miami Marlins vs St. Louis Cardinals. Edward Cabrera is the probable pitcher for the Marlins. Cabrera is expected to return from the Illinois. He has been out since June 13 due to a right shoulder injury. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 earned runs, and struck out 4 in a loss in his last start against the Seattle Mariners. On the season, he has a record of 5.5 with a 4.70 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, and an 84/41 KBB ratio. Opposing batters are hitting .215 off Cabrera. Jordan Montgomery is expected to start for the Cardinals. Montgomery was cruising through his last start before leaving with a leg injury. He went 4.1 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned run, and struck out 5 in a no decision in his last start against the Chicago White Sox. Montgomery has a 6-7 record with a 3.23 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, and a 96/27 KBB ratio in 18 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .248 against Montgomery. The offense has been in no way responsible for St. Louis's letdown season thus far. They are top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Paul Goldschmidt leads the team in runs and hits. Nolan Arenado leads the team in home runs and RBIs. Take the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. Edward Cabrera is coming off a right shoulder injury and will be making his first start since June 13. He will be facing a very good Cardinals offense, which is top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Pitchers are often not sharp in their first game back from an injury, and Cabrera will likely struggle against the Cardinals lineup. Cabrera has also had a problem with walking batters this season, and the Cardinals are a team that walks a lot. With Cabrera making his first start in a while, I think the Cardinals will score a lot of runs and win this game. Despite Miami being poor on offense, the Marlins have done very well against lefties. Against southpaws, Miami is top 5 in the MLB in batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. St. Louis has been good on offense this season. The Cards are top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Edward Cabrera will return after missing just over a month of action due to a right shoulder injury. With this being his first game back, he will struggle against a very good St. Louis offense. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit. Take the over, 8 runs.